Memento is also another good one. Like something. Those are.
You know what's crazy? I literally watched Memento today. I finished it.
That's crazy. This was your first time?
Well, no, I've seen it a couple of times.
I was gonna say, I was like, you've seen it before,
but it's
right?
been a while.
Yeah.
And I finished it. I watched part of it yesterday. I finished it today.
You broke it up
during my lunch.
I guess that's a movie that's kind of okay to break it up with.
And then I restarted it because it's like you have to with Memento.
Yeah.
Like you don't just watch that movie once and move on. Like when you get to the end, you're just like,
when you understand what's been happening the whole time.
Yeah.
Also, Guy Pearce was like on the Oscars last night for The Brutalist, and he's aged like crazy. I don't know if you've seen him recently, but I've
always thought he's like the great value Willem Dafoe.
He is, but like it was like, I don't know, sometimes you just realize how old you are, even though I'm only 23. But like I saw him last night and I was like, that's the guy from Memento, and I was like, that's crazy. Like he's aged, and like Mark Hamill came out on the stage last night, and like literally we were like.
They're getting old.
They're getting
up there.
old. That's crazy. But
no, I had some thoughts while watching Memento, and it's very tragic. I forgot how tragic that movie is.
It's really sad.
When you realize that he's purposefully entrapped himself in this loop of looking for his killer, and the whole, the themes of like, can you accept the truth?
Yeah.
Is the truth actually good enough for you when you hear it? And
or are you going to keep fighting to find a new truth because you can't? Yeah, and you don't like the truth you're given. I think there's something like Her. I love the movie Her because it's like that. I think Her is like a very introspective film, and like Joaquin Phoenix's character in that is just I feel like you can break apart his character in that for days. Also, I thought of this one recently. I want to rewatch is Atonement. Because I watched that, I think I was just like a little too young to understand the concept of that film when I watched it. But I don't know if you've ever seen that one. But it's literally just about a young Saoirse Ronan, which if anyone knows me, then and a James McAvoy. So I'm in.
I did not see that one.
Yeah,
no.
and it's so good because like Saoirse Ronan is in love with someone way older than her, who's in love with someone else, and she sabotages their love in a childish act, and she has to, like live with this like atonement kind of for the rest of her life. And the way that the film does it, where you're watching the movie, it's and you don't, you're just watching it and you're like, oh yeah. And then you get to the end and they flip around everything on its head and you realize like what's been happening the whole time. And you're like, whoa, like you are just watching this young character like suffer with a decision that she made that affects so many people's lives.
And you don't realize the full weight of it until
you don't.
End. So then you have to
then you have to rewatch it. Exactly. Maybe Atonement's the one I take.
Exactly what Memento does.
Yeah. All these movies which do it so well. Yeah.
And the thing that did it for me was you spend most of
Arrival's
the film.
Also like that.
It is also like that. Yeah. You watch this movie where this
maybe
guy
I do Arrival so I can learn a language. That'd be interesting on a deserted island because then I could just dissect this language until I learn it.
Yeah.
That'd be something to do. All right.
I feel like Avatar has a similar. The blue people.
If you chose Avatar as your movie to take on a deserted island, you can't come on my set.
You can't argue with the numbers. Avatar is a great franchise. I'm looking forward to the third one. But Memento is what did it for me was you had this guy who trusted so much on his Polaroids. He would take a picture of something, he would write it down. And that was his truth, and he wouldn't accept any other possibility.
Yep.
So when he takes the picture of the corrupt police officer, who's actually helping him, like he's actually a decent guy, he just does drugs. And he's written down, don't believe this guy's lies.
Yep.
When you find out at the end that he wrote that out of spite because he wasn't willing to accept the truth. You realize,
you're like, you chose to be stuck in this life for the rest of your life. Like you chose it.
You did not trust that police officer through 95% of the movie until you get to the last 5% and you realize, holy crap, this corrupt police officer was actually a good guy. I now need to go back.
I need to go back and rewatch this. I've only ever watched it once actually. I haven't watched it again.
Yeah,
I need to watch it again.
It's so because you don't realize that the opening scene is actually a flash.
It's actually a flash forward.
Until you
don't know the chronologicalness of that entire movie the whole time you're watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit bonkers.
Breaking into the film industry feels impossible. Every aspiring filmmaker knows the struggle. Years of passion, countless hours studying cinema, and yet no clear path forward. The industry feels like a locked door and no one is giving you the key. I know that feeling because I've lived it. I grew up captivated by Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Pulp Fiction, Taxi Driver, so on and so forth. I went to film school, expecting to walk out with connections and career opportunities. Instead, I graduated with 0 leads and a sinking feeling that my dream was slipping away. Everything changed when I uncovered the key lessons every successful filmmaker eventually learns, but no one is talking about. These lessons aren't found in film school or industry gatekeeping blogs. They came from real filmmakers doing the work, people who have found ways to break in, build careers, and make films outside the Hollywood machine. That's why I created my podcast, interviewing filmmakers from Bradenton and Sarasota who have actually made it happen. They're working, thriving, and proving that a career in the filmmaking industry is possible. Now I'm inviting you behind the scenes. Join my Patreon and get exclusive, unfiltered access to the knowledge and insights that can help you forge your own filmmaking path. Full-length, uncut podcast interviews are available with working filmmakers sharing their real experiences, struggles, and successes. There's going to be in-depth critiques where I break down storytelling, cinematography, and filmmaking techniques in some of my favorite films. There's going to be behind-the-scenes updates on my book, The Lodestar Manifest. There's also going to be a 7-day free trial for anybody who wants to try my Patreon out. There's also opportunities to explore an exclusive one-on-one collaboration with myself where I'll personally watch your film or read your script and give you practical, actionable feedback to elevate your work. If you're serious about filmmaking, this is where you start. Join now and let's create old stories today. Go to patreon.com/Zach Golden.